So, welcome back to some more scary stuff, bro. Now, Mr.Nightmare stuff is real. Is like his stuff is puberty. God, his stuff is 10 times more scarier because his voice. It's just like it was a warm Halloween night. All right, but basically, it's like Halloween night. It's not really warm, but you know what I mean, though. Anyway, by the way, check out 3 true scary horror stories. Now, before we get started, guys, I am promoting our panel, which I'll be promoting probably promoting for like the next 10 videos. Basically, if you are coming out to PAX South, it's gonna be January 19th. I think our panel is at 7 p.m. Definitely come out. Those gonna be me, my girl AyChristene. It's gonna be the homie Poiised and the homie CoryxKenshin. We're all gonna be on the panel. January 19th. That is the right date. I know I'm right. It'll all be in the description below. I'll leave all that down there. So if you're coming out, stop by and say what's up. But we're gonna go ahead and get to this video. If you want to check out the original video, the link will be in the description below. But let's go. Oh, yeah, recorded you. Okay, that was fast. 3 random. Story 1. Man, these stories be dummy scary.
I was home alone one night during winter break.
See that voice?
I was watching TV in our sunroom, which is like a smaller living room type space, which we use as a TV and movie room. There was also a door to the side driveway in this room.
Yep, I know.
I had all the blinds shut and was under a blanket watching some random movie I don't even remember, when out of nowhere the lights turn on outside. We have a motion sensing light out there.
Oh,
the fact that it turned on was concerning. I had to lower the volume on the TV to listen up for any possible sounds.
That.
It was unlikely I'd hear anything from outside though, so I lifted the blinds briefly just to do a quick check. It was clear.
Nah,
there was no way that I know of to shut off that light, so as annoying as it was, I just had to wait. I figured it was a raccoon or a possum or something.
See, that's what I was thinking.
The light. Though the more I thought about it, the less that made sense. So I put on my shoes and just walked around the driveway to ease my mind. No one was there, so I could go back to watching TV with.
You just let him in.
Some time passed, and I suddenly heard a bucket full of something fall over outside, and then the motion sensing light turned back on. The first time it happened, I was concerned, but now I was straight up scared. Someone or something was out there. I was hoping it was an animal. I really started to doubt it. I didn't want to get up because the couch was actually the only blind spot from the door to the side.
Makes sense.
I had a fear of getting up and seeing somebody standing at that door. I wanted to shut the TV now, but the remote was in the middle of the coffee table, and I was afraid to even move that much.
Yup, I
looked to the blinds, which were fully pulled shut. However, I wasn't looking at the blinds. I was looking at what I saw through the blinds.
Bro, in them type of moments, bro, I be playing it off, but I be home by myself, and I feel like somebody like trying to come in this house or something. I be like, I'm talking about like my brothers. So like, hey, bro, what you doing, bro? I'm talking like, hey, I'm about to basically make it up. So like, hey, you want to play the game or something, bro? I'm talking to somebody yesterday on me thinking I'm home alone, whatever, bro. Cause if I see that right there, bro, I don't even mean by when you can't move. I can talk to them on my back. When you be laying there, you like dummy scared, like, bro, I need to move, but I cannot. I am dumb scared. But if I see a figure, like I see a shadow on my window, I run. First thing I do is run to the alarm, pressing the alarm, but like, nope, trigger this alarm. No, hell no.
There was a perfect outline of a person standing on the other side, with their arms stretched out a bit from their body. I don't know how to describe in writing how I felt in that moment.
You look weak, though.
But there was an intense feeling in my heart and stomach area, and I felt like it was harder to breathe. That's how scared I was.
Yup, your throat was swollen.
I got up from the couch as quietly as I could, but before I could even get to the door that separates the sunroom and the dining room, the person on the other end started knocking aggressively on the window. I wanted to scare them away somehow. I was too scared to get up, so I screamed in a shaky voice, "I'm calling the cops." I stood by the doorway for a second to see if they stopped, and they did. But I saw the shadow beyond the blinds move towards the door, and I saw some old, crazy-looking woman with wiry hair on the other side of the door.
Ass.
For a moment, I felt less intimidated, until she started banging on the glass of my door with both hands, screaming as if she were mental.
Maybe I'm not.
I slammed the door to the sunroom and called 911. I reported some crazy, mental old woman attempting to break into my house. I was told to wait in a safe, locked room with a weapon to defend myself until the police arrived. Any nightmare I ever had about a break-in came true when I heard glass shattering outside of the bathroom. I waited a minute after not hearing anything to slowly and quietly unlock and open the bathroom door. I peered into my living room, and there she was. The old woman with the wiry hair, standing in the middle of my living room in front of a broken window. She spotted me when I had the door open, and came rushing over to the door.
Close!
I I screamed like the scared 17-year-old I was and slammed the door shut again.
Close that shit.
The old
I'm
woman
sorry.
started knocking on the door and wouldn't stop. She was saying things under her breath on the other side, and I couldn't make out any of it. I was too busy crying and begging her to go away.
Man, she ain't going with that woman crazy.
I finally heard a bang at the front door, so I opened the bathroom window and screamed help.
Police, come in!
2 cops came up to the window I was screaming through, and I begged them to crawl through the broken window out back.
Duh, yup.
They assured me they'd be okay and they'll be right here. The knocking at the door stopped, and a sudden commotion was taking place outside. I heard the 2 cops scream at the woman to step away from the door. When I stepped out from the bathroom, the 2 cops had the insane woman detained.
Oh, thank God.
I imagine they did it pretty easily.
What
The
hell?
woman looked at me with a look of crazy in her eyes.
Ooh, maybe I wouldn't whoop her
I
ass.
looked away.
She looked crazy and
Turned out
strong.
the old woman lived in a nearby house with some woman who never leaves the house. None of the neighbors ever really see her. The old woman was messed up in multiple ways and belonged in some kind of special care place.
See, people like that scare
My
me.
parents pressed charges on the younger woman because they felt as her supposed caretaker, she should have been held liable for allowing a mentally disabled
yup.
person to break into someone else's
Clown.
house. Sadly, my parents lost the lawsuit, but the old crazy woman was out of our neighborhood
She
at
come
the
back?
very least and was put in some kind of treatment
Oh.
center.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, cause first when he was as a crazy old woman, I like thinking, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to piece her shit stuff, my bad. But when he was like, she got to bang him with 2 and like hollering, like, yeah, she sound like one of the people you see like on the mental asylums that you see on TV. Like, those people look dummy strong, and they don't care about nut freaking thing, like nothing at all. So that would creep me out. Like at that point, it's like I'll fight you. Just like, not actually, never mind. No, I'm not. And did she break it with her hands? She done me crazy. I probably won't be fighting her. But I always like think about that. Like it's crazy how you like. Well, most of them I usually know my neighbors, but like the last house, like when my girls living together in Arizona, I didn't know my neighbor, but he was kind of crazy. He was like, the police was always at the house, like him and his girls always fighting, whatever. But that's why it's good to know your neighbors, because sometimes like bro, you never know who's around you. Like crazy people, like those type of crazy people, like scare me. I never want to bump into those type of like out of there, like nothing matters. Just looking at that woman, you can tell nothing. I don't know if that's a real image, but you know basically how you describe her. You can tell that's one of the people like nothing matters. Like I'm about to go bat-ish crazy. That's how she looked, whatever. Boy, that was a long ad. I had to let it play so you get your revenue, but boy, I hate them big 30-second ones.
I own a small house on a big property in the rural part of New York, and I go up there a bunch of times a year in the winter months to go skiing.
Hey,
There's
I
a
go
neighbor
snowboard
up
a
there
lot.
that
It's
I'd
hella
never
fun.
spoken to once. There's a fence that separates our 2 yards. Then on the other sides of my house is woods for miles. There's another neighbor further down the road, across the street, and I'd met him a number of times because he happens to go skiing too, so we got to know each other based off that. I went up this past January for the first time in the season. As I walked up to the front door, I heard a kid laughing nearby in the neighbor's house's direction.
Kid laugh scare me.
I
See
figured
that?
they had kids, which
That
was
sounds
news to
scary.
me. Stepping into the house for the first time each season was always weird. A house that would be empty for a majority of the year, so I'd have to
He
turn on
kidnapped
the
them.
water and heat and everything, of course. The first night, I slept like a baby after the 4-hour drive from Connecticut. The next morning, after eating breakfast and changing into my ski gear, I went outside and found a big red ball sitting in the snow on my front lawn. It wasn't there the day before, so I assumed it belonged
Yeah,
to
you
the
would think it's
neighbors.
like a neighbor. Yep.
I took the ball and threw it over the fence separating our properties. Then I went off to the ski lodge to meet my friend.
When he get back,
and we
it's gonna
spent
be
the day
there.
skiing. When I got back, it was dark out. I'd
Let's
eaten
see.
dinner with my friend, so I was ready to go to bed.
Oh wait.
Walking to the front door, I noticed that once again, that big red ball was sitting on my front lawn.
Yep. Time to go.
Now it was getting a bit odd, but once again, I threw that red ball over the fence. I woke up in the middle of that night
It
to
was this
laughing
back.
outside. A kid's laughter. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. A kid playing outside made no
Hell
sense.
no.
I went to look out my window. I couldn't see any kids though, and now the laughter had stopped.
What kind of a haunted yard is
However, I did
that?
see something sitting on my front lawn. I couldn't tell from the window, so I went outside into the snow in my slippers and robe, and saw that red ball once again
People
sitting
are
in the
dumb.
snow. I got chills as I saw it in the same spot once again. I took the ball, and this time instead of throwing it over the fence, I brought it inside my house.
Oh no, you crazy.
I went back to sleep, not hearing any laughter
They gonna want
outside
that
again
ball,
that night.
stupid.
The next morning, before going skiing again, I walked over to the neighbor's house, knocked on the door, and finally introduced myself. Surprisingly, he was an elderly man who seemed completely innocent. I questioned the child's laughter I kept hearing, and the ball that kept ending up on my lawn.
He ain't gonna know nothing about it.
He told me there were no kids around there. I got chills again.
Hell
I
yeah!
thanked him, shook his hand, and went back to my house. I left the red ball in my living room, then drove back up the mountain and had another day of skiing with my friend.
If he come back in
When I
that
got back to
red
the
ball,
house that night, I was completely exhausted and ready to go home the next day. I threw all my stuff on the couch and figured I'd pack it all up tomorrow. I literally crashed into the bed as my whole body was sore, and I fell asleep like a baby. Except I woke up to a kid's laughter outside again.
man, they gonna be in the house this time.
I jumped out of bed and ran to the window to look outside.
I know it.
There was the red ball.
Bro,
sitting
this
in the
story
snow
creeped me the
again.
hell out.
I ran to the living room and tore the room upside down looking for the ball. I still know to this day I'd left it in there when I left. But it wasn't there now.
I ain't packing
Suddenly
nothing.
didn't feel alone in the house.
I'm gone.
I turned on every light as I packed up all my wet gear into my bag. I threw everything in the bag so I'd be ready to go.
So I can't watch
if shit hit
these,
the
my
fan.
guy.
I made sure all the doors and windows were locked.
Forget that.
So it made no sense. I left the lights on and went back to my room, shutting off only those lights.
Why are you trying to make sure the house is in good order, bro? Like, the house is obviously haunted. Somebody's in there. Somebody had the ball out. I ain't locking a damn door or window. I'm not doing it, clown.
I looked out the window, and far behind the red ball, out in the snow, was what looked like a kid.
Yep,
Kid
he gonna
just
stay out there
standing
and
still,
freeze.
looking towards my window. I ducked down and closed the blinds. I closed the blinds to every window in my house. I tried my best to just go to sleep and ignore it.
No.
It was a long hour before my exhaustion overcame my fear and I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning, skipped breakfast, packed up the car, and sped the hell away from there, not looking back to the red ball that was still on my front lawn. I've never had anything to be stolen in that house, so I was okay with leaving it in this situation. Either way, I can't figure out how whoever was out there got into my house to take the ball out in the first place.
And why was the kid out at 2 in the morning
That
playing in the
child's laughter
snow?
still haunts me. But the scariest part of the whole experience was seeing that child standing outside in the cold snow in the middle of the night. Had that ball not been taken out of my living room somehow, this whole thing would be different. But because
True.
of that, I don't know what to think.
Man, hell to the no. Don't get me wrong, it's a good thing this one, like, wasn't nobody in the home, at least he didn't see whatever. But I mean, if I keep hearing kids outside, whatever, boom, and I see outside, it's a ball in my front yard, whatever, somebody ball. And I keep getting it, keep back, and I'm not seeing nobody. And I bring it in the house, and the next morning, it is back outside, like, bro, hell no. Just for one, I hate when the story's going on. It's like, when they tell the story, like, oh, then somebody's outside my yard. I can't see what it was, but I can't hear. So I put on my shoes and go outside. Like, for what? Why would you go outside, clown? Like, bro, if I feel like somebody's outside this window and I know it, I'm not going out, alright? And if I see you standing there in this cold and snow, I'm sitting there, I'm gonna keep looking at you for about a good hour, because you gonna freeze, my guy. I'm gonna sit there and watch, like, nope, because you gotta move and do something, bro. And if you don't want to move because I'm looking at you, try to creep me out, yeah, you gonna freeze. I'm in the house with the heat. Obviously, it may be some ghosts in here, I don't know. But I'm watching you, like, hell, man, people, nah, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this gonna me being scared, man, it's getting played out hella different. Forget that. Usually story 1 and 3 are always the scary ones, too.
My roommate George and I met through work.
He
We
crazy.
live 15 minutes from the office and
Watch.
carpool together every day. To get right into it, recently we got a new neighbor. As recent as 2 weeks ago, actually. We didn't see him unpacking or anything. We never even saw what he looked like.
Because
We
he
didn't
killed
even know
people.
if he was a man or a woman, or how many people moved in. But I say he because obviously we found out eventually. So on the third day, George and I actually went next door to introduce ourselves. But he didn't answer the door.
Okay, never mind.
He was home, his car was in the driveway. We figured maybe he just couldn't answer it for whatever reason.
Because he down there chopping somebody's body
We were
up.
walking back down the driveway. George stopped me and told me under his breath to look at the window next to the front door. I looked and saw a kink in the blinds. A man was holding it up and staring through it like a creep.
Yep, nuh-uh.
George and I looked at each
Not
other
my
and
kinda
kept
neighbor.
walking, agreeing that was both insanely awkward and creepy. Now we knew already he was not going to be the best of neighbors.
You can tell.
That night at around 1 in the morning, I just started hearing noises coming from outside. It's warm where we live year-round, so the windows are always open.
Boy, I don't give a damn how hot it is. My
I went
window
to
is
go
not
look
wide
outside.
open like that.
My room is upstairs, so it kind of overlooks the neighbor's backyard, which was where the sound was coming from. I saw the neighbor. He was some big-looking guy wearing a hoodie with the hood up, which was weird given that it was like 72 degrees out, and he was sawing a big piece of wood. It was a ridiculous scene. I went to go knock on George's door. Apparently he was already awake from the noise too. We had work early the next morning, and what this guy was doing at this hour was nuts, and it went on for some time. We agreed to go over and ask him politely to stop.
No, he obviously crazy.
Since he was
just
outside,
wait
we
it
knocked
out.
on the gate instead of the door. Just as we did, the sawing stopped. We expected the gate to open any second, but it never did. At least the sawing stopped though, so we went back to sleep.
Cause he in your house now.
It wasn't until a few nights later that we heard
ass.
noises in the middle of the night again. I woke up, but couldn't figure out what the sounds were right
What the
away.
hell is that?
Not until I got to the window and realized the sounds were screams. The screaming seemed to be coming from inside the house next door, and I saw the neighbor outside in his backyard again. He was hurrying into his house, but he was dragging something.
A
I
body?
couldn't tell what. Then he stopped and looked up at my window. I moved away from the window as soon as I realized. I ran to George's door. He was already awake from the noises too. He got on the phone with the police right away to report this. I stood right by his doorway the whole time listening. Then there was a slam from downstairs. It was our back door.
That's why if you know he crazy, don't mess with this guy, clown. Bro, for one, the only way my window is wide open like that is if I'm on like the goddamn 100,000th floor. All right, if I'm low enough where you can get there, you can come there. That window is not open. We turn a fan on or some AC on. I don't care if I'm in a good neighborhood. If I just feel like that's like open access, bro. What it is, but I just feel like it's like telling like, yo, my window open, you come up here. And dude's obviously crazy. Like if I know, like, let's say for example you, like with your ugly self, you hella no I'm playing. Let's say for example you, right? You would stand next door to me, right? And I don't know you, but I get this idea that you're crazy, or whatever, and you're a big dude at that also. If you're doing something at night, which is gonna suck, I'm not gonna come out there at 5 in the morning and tell you like, bro, can you stop? Obviously, you are hella crazy from the story that he's telling us. Obviously, you are hella crazy. I'm gonna just wait. It's gonna suck, but I'm gonna just wait it out. Like, this is why I don't mind having. I mean, I would prefer. Not that I don't mind when you get the neighbors that just party like hella random times at the night and pees you off. At least those, all right, I just know they're over there having a good time, blah, blah, blah. They ain't trying to kill me, whatever, but they are annoying, that's it. Versus having, like, a creepy neighbor like this. Like, I never had one, like, creepy like this, and I don't want one like this. Like, this is, like, creepy. And it's because you're stuck with each other. Like, you're right next to each other. Like, that is hella scary to me. And now they about to wake up hella dead.
Horrified looks on our faces. George yelled into the phone to send help because the man just entered
Hurry
the
up!
house. While he stayed on the phone with the cops, I went to the hallway and then to the stairway. I looked down the stairs and listened. There was creaking in the floorboards down there. I tiptoed back to George's room and shut the door. He told the woman on the line to have the police come in through the back door immediately and then hung up.
Because that's where he came in at. It's open.
There's no lock on his door. So we pushed up against the door in case God forbid the man tried to open it. I heard footsteps coming up the stairs fast.
But bro,
then
move
the
the bed,
bathroom
move the
door
dresser.
opened.
Put all
Footsteps
of
then
it.
moved quickly to George's door, and we began to push as hard as we could. The man tried pushing the door open, ramming it, and then hitting it with some kind of blunt object. And that was the exact reason we didn't try to overpower him. We didn't know what kind of weapons he could have.
That's why you don't.
No matter what he did, though, he couldn't push through the door.
Thank goodness.
We heard him go downstairs, and all was quiet. A few minutes passed, and we finally decided to open the door and peek outside.
I don't like this dude.
It wasn't in the hallway.
I'd have been there to sun up.
Suddenly, we heard a man shout police in a deep, commanding voice.
No, it's him!
George and I ran downstairs in relief. When we got there, we didn't see any police.
I told you, bro. I watched me scary movies, bro. If this is the police, all right, let me hear your partner, bro. Shoot your gun. I don't care. You shoot a hole in this wall. I don't care. Shoot it in the sky or something, bro. Hell no. Nuh-uh.
I noticed right away, however, that someone was hiding behind our dining room table.
This dude is good.
I told George to run back upstairs with me.
Please.
And the man hiding behind the table got up and chased us up the stairs. This time we went to the bathroom where we could at least lock the door. But we weren't in there for long because once again we heard someone shout police downstairs. This time for real.
Nah, for real. My ass is his boy.
Man banging on the door stopped and there was silence upstairs. George and I screamed up here, up here.
Yup, that's all you got to do.
The 2 police officers came up the stairs, yelling at the man to drop his weapon. We heard the sound of a knife being dropped to the floor. When the police told us to come out, we did. They brought him out to the police car in cuffs and put him in the back seat. We told the officers to check his house because we heard screams. They went in with guns drawn as another cop car pulled up in front of our house.
I felt so safe.
And then 2 more cop cars pulled up 2 minutes later. We were shocked to see the cops come out of the house with a woman crying hysterically. She had been locked in his basement and she was pressed up against the door, screaming as loud as she could. There was also a dead body in the bag the man had been dragging in the backyard. We didn't find out the whole story behind who this woman was, or who the dead body was, but we're pretty sure the man was going to jail for life.
Thank goodness.
The house is now back up for rent.
Yep, I'm moving. I don't care.
We're just hoping somebody normal moves in.
I don't even damn. See, that's what's scary about just moving in houses, bro. Hold up. Hey, I'm too good, bro. I knew it. I'm telling you, my friend, you can run your stupid ass. I mean, your stupid stuff down there. I ain't. As soon as you walk out the door, I'm closing the door back, and I'm not letting you back in. So if you go out, you stuck out. It was too obvious. It was like, police, like, nah, hell no, because it was the police that had said something to him first, because they had saw him first. Like, no, we gonna wait right here. Even the second time, I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna sit here, do me a favor, go back outside, go to the window, let me see you in your uniform. Then I'm gonna come out this window and I'll meet you out there, whatever. But other than that, nah, that's hella stupid, bro. But anyway, that's what I was saying. Like, this is, I think I told you guys a few times about this quote I saw that's hella scary. It's just hella scary to me. It's hella creepy, hella short. I mean, hella straight to the point. It's just like every house has a story. Which is hella scary because every house does. Because imagine, like, you moving into a house, you don't know none of this happening, and you just in there, playing Overwatch, whatever you doing, playing the game, and you didn't even know a person lived here before. You used to just kill people. But it's like, hell no, like, that's dumb scary. You be downstairs just watching clothes, like, oh, at one point it was a woman behind his door crying for her life because she was about to freaking wake up dead. Like, it's something like that just like hella freaking scared me when I think about houses. That's why when I move into houses, is like, I'm like, man, I wonder what happened here. Even though I don't really want to know, but I be thinking like, I wonder what happened here. I wonder what happened. Like sometimes, like, even when I go like the hotels, this might sound stupid, but I think it's like I go in the room, I'm like, man, I wonder how many people had sex in this bed I'm about to lay in. I wonder how many people like probably was killed in this bed or beat up in this room. I wonder how much drugs were sold out this room. I don't know. I think it's stuff like that when I go in like even hotels. It's like, man, it's crazy because you don't know what was happening like in this room because people are in and out. It's no telling who's been in that motherfucker. Well, a house. So that's why it's like, I don't know, it's just hella scary, bro. But yo, this story was hella freaking good. That first story though, oh my God, hella good, bro. But yo, I like all the stories, but it's always the first one and the last one that's usually like really, really good. But yo, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share. You guys amazing, guys are awesome. But till next time, buddies, Charlie's out.